Okay, so here for unusually, normally I don't have guests, but today I have Chris,
It's looking very
who's
relaxed
very
on
relaxed. We kind of
on
go
my bed.
the only quiet place we could find in the house, which is actually the bedroom. So
Yes,
today I'd just like to
that's your excuse.
yeah. Today's excuse anyway. But just want to kind of talk about the Forever Project and
Mm.
how you actually kind of got started in this kind of project, and what exactly inspired you to kind of start this kind of project to start off with.
Well, it's a long story or a short story, and the abbreviated long story is it was what I was born to do, really.
Mm.
Growing up on a farm, and I remember seeing our land get more and more degraded. As I got older and stronger, our land seemed to get weaker and more degraded. We had horses. So I learned from an early age that if we don't look after the land, it can't look after us. So it was a very powerful, it instilled in me that, yeah, we have to look after the land. If there's no healthy environment, there can't be a healthy community, there can't be healthy economics, all of
Sure,
that sort
yeah.
of stuff. So then that led through all the things that I've done, and the Forever Project came about really, I guess, from a marketing company who said your original name that you had just didn't really say who you were, and we kicked around a few names,
Mm.
and the Forever Project really comes out. It's beautifully ambiguous,
Yeah, yeah,
but it also can encompass everything, and it really is saying that if we want to be a civilization that is here forever,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's obviously open ended, but for hundreds, thousands of years, then we have to have some principles that guide us. And if you put the principles of a forever society up against the decisions that are being made at the moment by politicians,
Yeah.
none of them stack up.
Exactly, exactly. So it's kind of get more of a grassroots kind of thing that you kind of want to start off with. And just to explain to people that actually don't know, the Forever Project is encompassing the I mean, as far as I know, it's the extra kind of sustainable ways of actually tying down energy kind of usage in the house, and permaculture and like sustainable gardens and stuff like that. So just in everything, this is so the generous part of it on your side is you actually kind of have it open to the public and
Mm.
stuff. So twice a year you have people kind of just come
Yeah,
through your house and basically
that's
show them the way that actually can be done.
yeah, that's right, and it is a big. I mean, we basically talk about the main sectors of society, which are energy.
Mm.
So how we energize our communities, how we transport ourselves, how we grow our food, how we live as human beings in communities, and that's our interrelationships with nature. So we try and talk about those in broad topics, and of course, I say to people, if a an alien race came down to do a survey, imagine they were surveying, the trillions of planets that are out there, so they wouldn't have a lot of time with each planet, and they'd come and have a look at this bizarre little blue green globe called Earth, and they'd have a quick survey of what we are, and they'd say, right, they're biological organisms, and they need air to breathe, about 30
Mm.
gulps per minute. They need water. They can't live more than 2 or 3 days without that. And they need organic supplements called food, and they, by and large, need soil to grow that. And they would come to the conclusion that clearly, as a civilization, as human beings, they would revere air, water, and soil.
Mm.
But then,
Mm.
as they look deeper into our community that we have right now on this earth, they go, well, actually, they revere these odd things like platinum and gold and this black oozy stuff called oil, and they
Yeah.
actually plunder the very things that they need
Mm.
to sustain themselves. We got rid of a carbon tax in this country, which was designed to clean the air that we breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they would probably put a big F next to us and say, these guys are going to fail.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
keep doing this, they are not going to survive because they have totally turned on its head the things that are important, the things that they should value are treated as cash in the bank to be frittered away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's really, to me, what the Forever Principles are all about. So the home is part of that. It's a
Mm.
glimpse.
Yeah.
It's an example of what someone could do
Mm.
living in WA. So I guess in a nutshell, we're saying we need to do better with less.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that for some people is scary. They assume that less means less in terms of outcome, less in terms of experience. But of
Mm.
course, the whole plasma screen sort of mentality is big is best.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
TV was good last year this big, then clearly it's much better this way. But of course, less is more means that you actually learn to do so much better with what you have.
So you kind of keep fighting really against a kind of a consumerism kind of a society that's kind of just for buying kind of stuff,
Yeah,
and it's, I mean, this is more of a kind of simple way of actually kind of doing things, really, the way
yeah,
that you actually kind of set things up. But even so, in that kind of specific sense, it kind of gets apart from the environmental kind of factors, it's also it saves quite a lot of money because I mean,
that's right.
So I mean, that's the other thing that I often don't hear touted too much when it comes to it. Well, not overly kind of in environmental things. It's just there's a cost factor which is actually beneficial for the people actually implement these, and they're quite simple things to actually do, isn't it? I mean, like when we've discussed this in like various forms, it's kind of, it's all things that people can do, they can implement, and it's surprising that not everyone does it. You know, I mean, that's the thing when you're discussing the things that are actually in your house, you think this is crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone should be doing this,
yeah.
and then they'll be saving money, saving kind of like energy, saving, and then thereafter all the environmental impacts from like the lack of like energy that is actually needed and stuff. So
that's right, and I think every human comes with preconceived ideas about things. And I say to Astrid all the time, I'm an environmental snob. I see someone in an HSV shirt, and I automatically think, I don't think I'll have anything in common with this person. I dismiss them as a bogan, when in reality, if we want to change this planet, we all have to be a lot more graceful. And as Wayne Dyer says, we can't be cookie thieves. We can't assume that we're right and someone else is wrong. And that's a long-winded way of saying that increasingly, for me, environmentalism is actually about spiritualism.
Yeah,
it's about giving is brave. So all the things that I criticize in humanity, I have my own things that, you know, as I think it was Ben Elton said, every time you point a finger, 3 are pointing back at you.
Yeah,
So you know, I guess in this space we all have to be very careful of being judgmental. So one of the reasons why people don't do these things is they just dismiss us as hippies. Oh, that's that bloody hippie rant, and they will follow, you know, the loony left kind of things that you come out from the right wing of politics. And then it's very easy to dismiss, because if you're comfortable with what you're doing in life, no one really likes to change. People, as they get older, are less and less inclined to change.
Sure.
So, you know, a part of what we do is trying to empower people to make that change, to break down those barriers, to try and, in a sense, change the frequency of the message. So I use the analogy of a you know, a suite of radio stations, and, you know, some people like listening to hip hop, some like classical, some like old man radio, as my partner calls, you know, Radio National. And you just change the frequency. So if someone is totally opposed to what we're going on, they have preconceived ideas, fine. You tweak the message. You play down the environmental messages, and you sugarcoat it with the things that they might be interested in. Saving money, getting a free feed, winning prizes, you know, whatever. I don't personally care what attracts people, but you just tweak that message. And we do say it's a sugar-coated environmental pill. So you will try and reach people in any way that you can. And the great communicators of this world are able to do that. And they are able to bridge or transcend those barriers. And that's a great skill if you can do that.
Okay, cool. And if people want to learn and know a little bit more about the Forever Project, where can they actually kind of find information about this?
Yeah, if you Google the Forever Project, there's a whole website on there, lots of videos. So again, we're very keen to show people many of the ways that you can learn. So there's lots of videos. We do workshops and events, and the next home open will be probably in October. So as you said, we have it open twice a year generally, and then that's just an example of a house, and it's not perfect, and it's not everything to everyone, but hopefully people come through and they get snips and ideas.
Exactly. Take what they need and then just use it in their
exactly. And it's a journey for people. Some people, everyone's at different levels of that journey, and some people will come and they'll get one thing from it and they'll go, aha. And if that's enough to plant a seed and to change, then that's great. And on our meter box, as you know, as you come into the house, we have the credit notes from Synergy. And I've had to, my power bills in the last 5 years, my last bill is $70. And I think that's because my beautiful people that were in our granny flat played a lot of Xbox. So, and a hair straightener maybe, I don't know. But, you know, basically what I'm saying is we haven't had power bills. And the other thing you say to people is, just because you don't get power bills, again, the assumption is, oh, well, then you must live with permanent earth hour. You know, you just have candles and you don't have any mod cons. No, it just means that you design your systems around being a bit smarter. And that's all it is.
Perfect. That's exactly the message you want to send out. So thank you very much for your time,
mate.
Chris.
Thanks for sitting on the bed with me. We'll have to catch up on my bed again sometime soon.
I'll have to do it another time soon, for sure.
Good on you, buddy.
Thanks.